So I'm going to do this video. See, I was sleeping and they, instead of hitting over here where they normally hit, they hit here. And my face um, isn't as large as it was before. So it's caused swelling, but I think here it causes more swelling. So they said, well, when they hit me here, I lose some of my vocabulary. Yeah, that's true. So they hit me here this time. So they said they're going to keep trying to find which areas that hit me when they hit me that affects short-term memory. Because every time I do a video, what they'll do is twist what I said and then think that I forgot what I said. Or they'll say, you have to rewatch it to hear what you said. Because it seems like this. The people who originally did this aren't the same ones who are doing it now. No one should do this to anyone. But the reason why they're upset is because they wanted a confrontation. So they said, remember to tell them when the lobby attendant had an attitude with you, but afterwards we suggested that you give her a tip for Christmas. And you did give her a tip, even though she had an attitude. So they said, we think we saw her today in the lobby. And this is my point. These things happened, like I said, after 2016. They can't understand that even when the strange person kept opening the door at the same time as I opened the door and kept trying to, film me, there was no confrontation. They said, well, what about the 2015 incident where the guy was pacing outside and he was waiting out there, and as soon as you started to come into the building, he hurried up and came in. Again, that wasn't an incident. I'll tell you guys again what happened. He was outside pacing, like waiting for someone. I had to go to the ladies' room, so I was coming home from work and I went straight upstairs. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I would, not go into the building. But as soon as I start to walk into the building, he hurries up behind me. He's carrying a bag, but it didn't look like it was full. It was like some sort of a large bag. So I hold the door for him. And instead of coming through the door, he slowed down. So when he got to the point of the door, I thought he had the door. So I let the door go, and he didn't. So he intentionally made sure not to have the door. So I quickly grabbed the door behind me. You know how like when you're going to hold the door, you kind of watch and then you grab it again? And he put his hand against the door because it's metal, and it clinked his watch. So I looked down quickly at his watch. He looked down at the watch, and it was fine. And he nods, and I nod too. So I observed that it was fine. And that's my point. That was a scam. That's a common scam. I should do a video where I just go through like a list of common scams. But that's a common scam because he was going to try to make it seem like the door broke his watch. So that wasn't an incident. That's my point. They're getting confused between when something actually is an incident and something is a scam. So that's a common scam. And he thought he was going to pull that scam on me to make me think he broke his watch because he didn't come through the door when I was holding it for him. But like I said, I went through, held it. He didn't come through. He was coming through slow. I let it go. He clinked his watch against the door. I grabbed the door quickly, so there was no way his watch was broken, and we both acknowledged it wasn't. And he kind of gave me that, that look when it's like, you got me kind of look. And that's my point. That wasn't an incident. That was 2015. So starting in 2016 is when all of these incidents started to happen. One day I was on the bus. I got on the bus in 2016, going to work at the boutique, and I bought a bag on eBay. It was a cute, Michael Kors bag, and it's gold. And I didn't pay a lot for it. It wasn't expensive, but it looked really nice. So I was on the bus. I must have fallen asleep. When I woke up, there was someone sitting next to me. And I kind of, was puzzled because the person wasn't sitting next to me when the bus made its last stop in Co-op City. See, what it does is it was an express bus, so it makes its last stop in Section 5, and then it goes on the highway. This person started to sit next to me. Oh, they're going to cut me off because I'm telling the story. This person started to sit next to me when we were in Manhattan. And so there was someone across the way from her who was trying to signal her that I'm awake. And I could see that person trying to signal her, but she didn't realize it. So I kind of stayed, like I'm still asleep. And so she started kind of making her move towards me. So I turned quickly and she was startled. And the person who was sitting across from her was like, giving her that kind of an eye. So she stayed there because now she's stuck sitting next to me. And she realizes I'm awake and we're in Manhattan now. And she didn't move forward because the bus was crowded, because the bus wasn't